Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about actually doing a tenant eviction. This is not something that I honestly want to be proud of. I'm actually not proud of it at all. And, you know, it's a part of the process of being an investor. And so I thought I have to share this with you because I'm an honest guy and I want to give you the raw, honest truth of what happens when it comes to the eviction process. So, as we all know, we're in December now. I started an eviction earlier in November. Based on my lease agreements, there is a 5-day grace period, which has benefited some of my tenants in paying rent. There was one tenant that I had for a long, long time who struggled just 1 month. And with that 5-day grace period, was able to come up with the money. And that really benefited her and her family, so that they didn't have to go through the stress of, struggling to come up with funds. They had that extra 5 days and they put that to good use. But in the case of this one tenant who wasn't working, and I believe it was personally to not pay child support. I had to put that out there. Now, whether you appreciate that or not, whatever your view is on that, that's for you. For me, I think nothing of it. That's not my life. That's not my business, right? But at the same time, what is my business is me getting paid. And so when I'm not getting paid, there's a process that is followed in that regard, which is going through the court system. So what happened after the 5-day grace period, I now have to do a 3-day notice to vacate. In that 3-day notice to vacate, it also fell on Veterans Day. So this gives you a little timeline of when I was doing my eviction. The 3-day notice ended on the Thursday, but I could not go out to do the eviction on Friday due to the fact that it was Veterans Day. So now I had to wait till Monday to do the eviction. So it was November 13th by the time I actually filed. By November 13th, I was finally given a court date on the 15th, and that court date was scheduled for the 28th of November. On the 28th of November, it would be the last day that I was in Colombia. Yes, Colombia, like the country. So that means I wouldn't be able to show up to the court hearing. So I had to fax in over the phone a letter stating that I needed the date switched. They switched my date to the 30th of November. So from November 1st, 5-day grace period, 3-day notice to vacate, Veterans Day, Monday come, finally get a decision 2 days later. They're telling me the 28th. I'm in Colombia. I have to wait an additional 2 days, November 30th. I go to the court hearing on November 30th. He does not show up. I automatically get granted the property back. Here's what happens. When I leave, I pay an additional $80. So I paid about $200 to file. All in all, I paid about $220. So the $80 when I was there to get the tag, the red tag on the door, and then minus that to see how much I paid just to start the eviction process, for a total of $220. Okay, he paid $20 to object the eviction. Right? I have to pay over $200 after all is said and done. He paid $20 to object the eviction, which stopped the red tag from coming up. Till this day, as I'm creating this video in December, late December. It was like December 12th as I'm making this video. There has not been a decision made by the judge. But the tenant just moved out today. Not even an hour after as I'm making this. And so I spent 200 something plus dollars to not even have the court do their job. And Ohio is supposed to be a landlord-friendly state, which means, of course, yeah, I won the eviction hearing. Yeah, eventually the process would get started, but the timeline in which I had to wait, it typically says 5 to 6 weeks, but it's taking longer than that. And I absolutely despise that, absolutely hate that. So this is what I'm talking about, high risk, high reward. All those people who say equity, 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 don't have no cash flow. What happens when you stop receiving cash flow? Now you're in a position where you have to wait on someone to do their job, and they're taking their time. They're not doing it. They're about to go on holidays. They're about to go on vacations. They're about to say, F you, you have to figure it out. This person decided to leave on their own. Thankfully, because if I had to keep waiting on the court, let's just stop right there. But can you imagine? Like, can you imagine? We all have bills to pay, and this is why I actually agree with Dave Ramsey on a lot of things, because when you don't have a payment, it makes a lot of things easier, right? If I didn't have a payment to continue to make while someone is living for free, that would make things a lot more easier, at least on the mental. But when you have to continue to pay on something and someone is utilizing your resources, that just makes things that much more difficult, to where you're even more upset, you're even more frustrated, you're trying to figure out, why do I have to be obligated to be an upstanding citizen while someone else is eating up in my house? Grown man, I'm talking about twice my age, right? So all of that didn't make sense to me, especially someone who's about accountability, integrity, and all that big pizzazz. But what I came to tell you is that I can completely understand why a lot of people don't get into real estate investing, why people shy away from it, why people are discouraged, why people don't want to get started. And I completely understand why some people do, because even though you'll deal with some things like this, there's a reward that comes with the risk, right? There's a financial freedom that comes with the risk. I am financially free. I am blessed. I had to work hard to be blessed. But I understand that I am now blessed. And I am grateful. And I wouldn't want it any other way. If everything was all peaches and cream, that would be nice. But it wouldn't be reality, and it wouldn't be the life that I live today. And so I'm truly grateful, truly excited to turn a new leaf, turn a new chapter in my life. And at the end of the day, wish that guy the best in every endeavor, wish his children the best in that endeavor as well. And, we move forward. But that was my first eviction. Wanted to let you all know how that went. The court, man. I might need them in the future, so I won't say anything bad today. But wow. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.